True Beauty Forever here, and oh my gosh, I owe you guys a huge apology. I'm so sorry that I have been gone for so long. If you watched my last little video that was like less than 30 seconds long, I explained that I had pneumonia. So that was a major part of why I have been gone for so long, because it took me a little while to bounce back from that. And also, it's just been a really hard time in my life. This has been one of the hardest seasons in my life for a long time. So I've just had a lot going on, but I really appreciate you guys being patient with me and still supporting me and wishing me well wishes while I was sick. I'm very grateful for you guys. I would like to do a giveaway to make up for it for you guys. So let me know in the comment section what's something you've been really wanting to try, and I might do a giveaway on it. Hopefully that'll make up for being gone so long. But today's video, if you couldn't tell by the title, which I'm sure you could, we will be reviewing this bad boy today. This is the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. I'm super happy to be reviewing this for you guys. We're gonna do a first impressions and check-ins throughout the day. So I hope that you guys like that type of style. This little guy, I picked it up from Walmart for around $9. If you're having a harder time finding your shade, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't know if this was Walmart's doing or if this was Milani's doing or what, but I had to go to an area where there are more people of color to find my shade. So they're not going to be carrying the darker shades everywhere, or maybe that's just in my area, I don't know. Some of the things that this foundation promises: it promises medium to full coverage, lightweight oil-free formula, long wearing, water resistant, and sweat proof. That is a lot to promise from a drugstore foundation, but we'll be testing those things out because I expect things to excel when I review them. I mean, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. Just so you guys know, I picked this up myself. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I don't really do sponsored videos. My shade is 14 Golden Toffee, or at least I hope it is, because this was the darkest one that I saw. This is 1 fluid ounce. One thing I'll tell you off the back, I think the packaging is very unique and eye-catching because we don't see many ombre, you know, bottles that kind of fade into your shade, so that's really cool. Also, when you take it off, there's this pump here and this little bevel on the inside of the pump where you can just rest your finger on. I think that's a nice touch too. I think it's super awesome, especially for this price point of about $9 that it comes with a pump. So before we get started with this, I'm gonna use a primer. Okay, so to prime my face, I'm gonna be using the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser, and I've heard that this is a dupe for the Benefit Professional Primer. I've never used this before, but I've heard great things about it. Kim Tai raves about it on her channel, and I wanted to use this one instead of the Nivea one because the Nivea one's oily and it may cause the foundation to slip. So hopefully this is nice and mattifying. Oh, it's silicone based. I feel like I have to use a lot for my big face. Okay, and I'm not going to color correct today just because I want to see how the foundation looks on its own. So I'm going to do 1/2 of my face with a beauty sponge and then 1/2 with my favorite brush to apply my foundation with, which is the Real Techniques buffing brush. This is like holy grail. I'm gonna start off with 2 pumps on the hand. Whoa, it doesn't come out very easily, so that makes me feel like it's gonna be matte. It doesn't just bloop out, it just takes its time, you know? So I'm gonna apply it on the beauty sponge. Let's see if it oxidizes, because it looks like it might be my shade. Shout out to Milani. Okay, Milani. Wow, I feel like that was very effortless. And a little bit definitely went a long way with the beauty sponge. And it does look pretty decent coverage wise. Usually with the beauty sponge, it kind of shears out the coverage. So now I'm gonna spray. This is 1 pump. That's kind of a lot for 1 pump. So that's 2 pumps. So now on this side, I'm gonna apply it directly to my face and then use the blending, the buffer, the Real Techniques buffer brush. It's definitely thick. And then the rest I'm gonna apply to the brush. There's not much left, but it's what I like to do. Okay. I'm gonna use a little bit more foundation on this side just to cover my neck because I didn't hit my neck with that part. So the sponge obviously soaks up a little bit more product than the brush, which you can expect. This might be a new fave if this works out right, if it acts right, you guys. Might be a new favorite. So this is with 2 pumps on each side because I like fuller coverage. I think the coverage looks pretty good on both sides, but it is a little bit less on this one, as you can expect with the beauty sponge. So I'm just gonna hit this side with a little bit more product. All right. So this is what it looks like so far. I think it looks beautiful. I think it matches me really well. It's definitely thick. I don't think it oxidizes, at least not yet. We'll check it out in a few minutes to see if it oxidizes. But I think that it definitely gives you a full coverage like it says. I think it applies beautifully with a sponge or a brush. So that's a plus. Say it feels super, it doesn't feel like nothing's on your face, but it does feel lightweight for a full coverage foundation. So I'm liking it so far. My only thing, it does have a little teensy weensy bit of a smell, but it's not overbearing or anything too crazy that you couldn't handle. For my neck has a lot of dark discoloration, and sometimes I will color correct it, but I wanted to see how well this foundation could cover it up. Looks pretty decent. Looks pretty good. Could use a little bit more color correcting to cover up a little bit more, but it still looks pretty good. So now I'm going to do the rest of my face and then I will be back. Okay guys, so I come back with a beat face, and if you like what you see, don't worry because I filmed a tutorial for you. I don't know if it'll be out before this vid or after this vid, but probably after. The one thing I will say, I am very disappointed in how my neck looks now, because it was so nice and I thought it was, you know, greatly covered. But once I put my powder on it, my Coty Air Spun Translucent powder, I feel like all the coloring in my all the discoloration in my neck just came back out. So I don't know how to feel about that. Now on my face, I didn't really use any powders to set anything other than my concealer because I didn't really want to mess with the formulation too much of the rest of the foundation. But I do always have to set my neck because, as you can see, I have a lot of lines in my neck. So if I don't set it, it will crease and look a hot mess. So I'm very disappointed in that because maybe you can't see on camera, but I can still see a whole bunch of discoloration in real life, and it's almost as if I didn't even put any foundation on. So I'm not sure what the deal is with that, but I can't really, you know, go back over it with anything else because I already set it with powder, so I can't go add more foundation to that. But I think the rest of my face looks flawless. What do you guys think? And I'm really loving this makeup look too. Now, I always have had a problem in this area right here with my smile line showing through it. So I'm starting to see it already, which the earlier I see it, the worse it looks throughout the day. But I'm not going to be doing any touch-ups, anything to my face. Nothing. I'm not going to touch it up at all. And that's going to be hard, but hopefully I still look on fleek at the end of the day. We'll see. And we'll do a couple check-ins. It is now 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Not that you need to know the Eastern Standard part, but it's 11 a.m. Let's just see if this foundation is worth the money. Let's just see. I'll check back with you guys in a few hours. Peace. Okay, guys, so I'm in my car right now, and it is a little after 4:30. Okay, so I applied my foundation at 11 a.m. So it's been about 5.5 hours since I've applied my foundation, and this is what I'm looking like. I'm looking pretty similar to this morning. One thing that I've noticed is if I were to touch my cheek, the foundation comes off very easily. Even though I did use a setting spray, I did not use powder on my face really to like set the foundation though. Still looks pretty good. Earlier I mentioned my smile line. My smile line is not that bad. I thought when I saw it already creasing earlier today that it would be like crappy terrible by now, but it looks fine actually, so I'm really happy about that. I have my friend Jacqueline with me. Jacqueline.
Hey.
Hey. Okay, so what do you think of my face makeup today?
It's really good, and the later your skin looks very smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a highlight on your face and kind of shaped your face. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you like my foundation then?
Yeah, I like your foundation.
Okay. And she's a natural beauty. So pretty. So that is the first little check-in. I think it's going strong so far. I really like it so far, you guys. So I will update you guys in a couple hours to let you know how I'm feeling about it, even later in the day. Okay, don't tell Forever 21, but I'm filming in here. Technically, I'm not supposed to film in here, but I'm going to film in here because I'm a bad bitch and I do what I want. So, I just noticed something. My nose is oily AF. I don't know if y'all can see, but let me just touch it just a little bit. Can you guys see that on my finger? I wish you guys could see this, but it's so oily. It is so oily, you guys. And I do not. Yes! I give you a lot of it too. Yes. Yes. This is Queen Rhea. Salute to a queen. When you see one, thank you so much. But yeah, my nose is literally like swimming in oil, and I do not have oily skin. I have pretty normal skin type. So I should have said that hella in the beginning. I'm sorry I didn't. And it's been about 2 hours since my last little update for you guys. So now it's starting to get oily on the nose. So yeah, just thought I'd let you guys know that. Thank you so much. Alrighty guys, so I'm back with the final check-in and final thoughts on this little guy here. My setup is completely different right now because it is nighttime. It is past 10 o'clock at night. It is 10:30. So I've had this foundation on for almost 12 hours, which is a long time. So this is what it's looking like. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a lot of separation in the foundation on my nose. I'm pretty normal skin type. I don't have oily skin except for on my eyelids. Everywhere else is literally normal, or maybe even drier now that we're in the, well, in Michigan, we're still in winter time. I think that the foundation held up pretty nicely. Blush and highlight and everything you know, lasted most of the day. My brows didn't, but that's besides the point. We're talking about the foundation. So we're going to go back to this bottle and see if this did everything that it said it was going to do. It says that it's medium to full coverage. I would definitely say that yes, I would say this is full coverage. Like full coverage foundation. Lightweight oil-free formula. Throughout the day, I could definitely feel it on my face. I'm sure if you apply it maybe lighter than I did use 2 pumps, or I used more than 1 pump per side, so maybe that's why it felt like it was something on my face. Right now, it doesn't really feel like something is on my face because I've had it on for most of the day. Some of it's gone, probably mostly in this area because I ate a lot. You guys knew my complaints about my neck earlier. Basically, once I set it with powder, all of my discoloration came back through, which I really did not like at all. So that remains the same all day. So if you set it with a powder, it is gonna stay. Long wearing, water resistant, and sweat proof. So today it did snow, even though it's freaking April. I must say that it didn't, you know, I still look pretty similar to how I looked almost 12 hours ago, which is very impressive. I don't really think I did much sweating today, but again, like, I don't know if I mentioned earlier, but it's not the most transfer proof. Like, it stays on your face, but if you were to rub up against somebody else, it would come off a little bit would come off pretty easily. And on my nose area, I'm seeing a lot of the separation. And earlier, my nose was so oily that I had to blot. And I am not, again, I'm not oily. Would I recommend this foundation? Absolutely. I think it might just become in my top 3 faves that I have to always re-up on because it's pretty bomb. It's pretty good. Anytime I wanted a full face beat glam, I would wear this one. I love everything about it, from the price point to the little applicator thing. And I actually was at Sephora today, and the applicator on the Sephora brand of foundations is exactly the same as this one to the T. So I think that's interesting. I just love everything about it. So if you're on the oily side, you're definitely going to need to mattify this foundation. Even though it's not like a very dewy finish, it does get oily throughout the day. So out of 5 stars, I would give it a solid 4 stars because it's not perfect, but it is a great foundation, and I would definitely recommend it to you guys. So I hope that you found this video helpful. If you would like to see any other videos, please leave them below in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe if you'd like to see more of my videos in the future. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Whoopsies.
I wasn't ready yet. Okay, so we need to lift this up. Way up. I feel blessed. You feeling blessed? Because I'm feeling blessed.